Dashboards, right? So we all have dealt with dashboards, right? How many here, by show of hands or just a simple wave, right, have dealt with dashboards? Let's hear from you. You can just use your GPT display to kind of show or flag. We all have, right? So what is the concept of dashboarding? Here are some personas and profiles that we probably talk of, right? I am a sales marketing person. I am a HR person. I am a technology person. I am a CX. So I want to view XYZ dashboard put up in a Jiffy that gives me a summary of aggregated statistics over how my business is performing if I'm a CX. So if I'm a sales marketing, how's my lead and my opportunity funnel looking like? How many conversions do I have? How is my hunting team performing? How's my farming team performing? How have I converted my leads? How have I interacted with my end users on demonstrations and so on and so forth? That's one way of looking at it, right? On the other hand, if I am a technologist and I'm trying to make something easy, I want to measure my observability metrics. If I built a software that analyzes health check of some technology system, I want to be able to track individual metrics. So I probably use a dashboard for that and flag the key indicators, mean time to failure, mean time to recovery, or whatever, right? 10,000 dependencies in a very succinct form, which insights. Then we've all, I don't know if you guys have seen it, but there's actually a Facebook link which gives you even uptime of, say, the Facebook as a service or GPT or X. They all will have it. Right? These are all called dashboards. That's the simplistic form of explaining what dashboards do. Now, dashboards are used sort of fungibly, whether you produce them through the form of Excel dashboards, which we are all, as many of your MBA professionals as well as business professionals in various verticals across the industry, you have all been used to or privy to, let us say Excel dashboards or, pretty dashboards with pie charts and stack bar charts or whatever, right? Histograms and so on, or insights, etc. So I thought for the purpose of this demo, and by the way, Manus is an LLM. It came out of another lab in China, by the way. Brilliant, simplistic ability, which showcases the art of what's possible. That's why I thought I'll demonstrate that to you, where I basically took up a simple spreadsheet, which does a sample for simple stock trading, right? If you will. I took one use case for that, and then I'll showcase another which solves for a simple a large scale CRM problem. But I'll start with this, and I'll probably dwell on this for the next 2-3 minutes and hand it over to Rajesh. The example that I've deployed is very simple. I have 4 stocks, right? I have it in the form of an Excel. This is an Excel that you see on my screen on the right. And I have bought a few quantities across each stock. I bought it on a certain date. I bought it for a certain price. That's my aggregated buy value. I sell it on a certain date. On an average, I'm holding period is about 4 days. I sell it at a certain price, and that's my value. And my gains or my losses, right? Now I basically just fed that into Manos and I gave the simple prompt. This is what we call as a prompt, and this is prompt engineering. The deeper you go, the better the prompt, the more accurate your results. I fed it into my LLM. For simplistic purposes, I've just kept it in the form of a quick view, where you basically, it goes through all the steps, does everything for you with this prompt that I gave, saying develop a simple interactive website and show me this particular dashboard in a very visual form, right? Showcase this data and it will pull in even live. And this is the live website that Manus generated for me. And here's what it looks like, right? Isn't this cool? So here's my investment. I spent about 30K. Let's go quickly look up if it was indeed 30K. Let's go to my dashboard here for a second. So how much did I spend on an aggregated basis? What is the sum? Let us see. This is about 25, 29, 30, right? So that's pretty accurate. I spent about 30. Here go my returns. This is my net profit. This is my gross profit, sorry, pre-taxes, etc. That was my gain. And here's my ROI. I showed my investment versus return. Pretty good investor, I should say. I don't think this is a very realistic scenario, but anyway, this for the purpose of the aha moment for this demo. And look at this, right? Trust me, guys, I'm a technologist. If I had to work with my front-end developer, get this built and work with them, get access to the developer resources, his manager cribbing and crying, saying that I have only 2 devs in my team, I can't spare this dev. And the CXO wants this dashboard, or I'm using it for my own portfolio analysis if I'm an individual investor and I want to quickly view something more visually attractive and show it to in a very dumbed down form to somebody who doesn't know how to interpret Excels as an example. It's a pretty cool, smart way of doing it. So that's one example. I'll take a more complex example, right? And I wanted to take you through this demo. What I've done is I'm going to walk you through. It's a simple Manus use case again. Let me showcase that to you here. So what I'll go is I'll go to Manus. It's manus.im. Try it out. You'll love it. Basically, what I did is I go to I gave it a simple this thing, right? I gave it a prompt, fairly detailed one. Look at prompt engineering, right? The accurate. I gave you this caveat earlier. Prompt engineering, whether you feed it into ChatGPT, whether you feed it into your Anthropic's Claude, Google Gemini 2.5 or whatever, right? In this case, Manus, the more accurate you are with prompts, the more incredible your results are, especially if you know the art of what's possible. So these LLMs are incredibly powerful. You have to instruct them and fine tune them and distill them in a way with just your prompts. You can do all that, by the way. The entire, the birth of.
నేను ఫోన్ చేశాక ఫ్రిడ్జ్ మీద పెట్టా ఫ్రిడ్జ్ మీద పెట్టలేదు.
Can you go on mute, please?
Hey, Nitish, yeah, thank you. So here's an example of a sample prompt, right? What did I ask it? I asked it to create a sample data set by creating CSV downloadables. And what did I say? I basically said, create this don't waste time in doing it in HTML format, generating code in HTML, CSS and all that. That's all complex and I'm in a hurry. I'm a leader in a hurry who wants the dashboard. And the use case is a simple customer relationship management for a sales marketing person or something. And I'm tracking not just my leads and opportunities that are coming in into my hunting team of farming and baby care routine and other things for the 30, 60, 90 routine, but also a dashboard that flags and creates data, by the way. This generates synthetic data. Think about it, right? I'll show you that data in a bit. And the dashboard is generated, and then it can actually show me the tickets, the turnaround time, the 95th percentile for tracking my ticket response time on the TAT, how much is adhering by my customer service agents, flag all this so that I can go showcase this as a sales marketing, whatever, chief business officer if that's my persona, back to my CEO and my monthly business reviews and my quarterly business reviews. In a real-time scenario, guys, I've been through this in real time across my companies that I've worked with, like PayU and Flipkart and wherever else. And I can tell you, producing dashboards like this through my engineers and getting them the access to myriad data sources and real data, which they anyway have in the databases, and being able to read off whatever database constructs exist, is going to take easily weeks, if not months. Okay. And even then they'll do a lot of catch. There'll be a lot of back and forth. The data will not be accurate. It will not be clean. They'll need to do a lot of polishing around the data, massaging the data, and so on. Manus went on with it. I'm going to showcase the demo to you. I've just recorded it in the interest of time. It's going to be done in about 5 minutes. That 5 minutes I don't have because we have a lot of demos to take you guys through. We want to make it as demo friendly as possible. Here's what it started with. It zoomed through the capabilities. It is going through all of the creating the Excels for all the dummy data for the various personas, which in the real world scenario you replace with real data. In this case, just for the purpose of this demo, it is actually, look at the magic. It is creating wonderful visuals. It's creating a lot of actionable insights. It is going through the entire process. It is thinking and reasoning as it's going around. It is creating the entire constructs. It is basically producing the views, which will help solve for a sales marketing persona use case in a CRM system where they're going to be able to look up leads, opportunities, hunting, farming funnels, 30-day, 60-day, 90-day, baby care, like I said. Then it is going to go through the engineering product team interactions. It's going to look up the customer service interactions of the CS, customer service support agents who were interacting with either the tech teams or with these sales people to revert back to customer in that given and adhering to say a 95th percentile, how many fell in that bucket versus how many did not adhere to that. It will do all of that and it will come with something magical, and it's just finished processing almost. And look at what it's producing now. It's almost ready. Look, dashboard link is ready for viewing. Okay. It created it and that's already ready. That's the project link. This is the processing at the back end. I will show you the dashboard link now. These are all the files that it created. I'll show you a sample. It generated the synthetic data on the fly, guys. Look at this. Isn't this cool? It created the customer service tickets. It created some issue. Basically generated synthetic data, team interactions within the product engineering and support teams, the back and forth that happens in a real world, guys. This takes years. I've done this for implementing Salesforce for my organization in Payu. I can tell you this takes years. And even then, convincing takes a lot to get the teams to even use it right. So here's the link. I'm going to ask it to generate the production capability as well. There you go. That's my production dashboard. I'm going to show it to you in a bit. There you go. Isn't this cool? I have a B2B sales and customer success dashboard. I can look up my pipeline. I can look up all my deals. I can look up my sales pipeline. I can look up my customer issues and support analytics. What was the adherence to TAT? कितने service level agreement के अंदर compliance आए? What was my 95th percentile? What was that 312 hours? How many were solved within that window? How many tickets were raised by customers? How many were flagged? What is my customer service? Whether it is, I measure customer success by CSAT, customer satisfaction score, NPS, net promoter score, or any what have you. But largely in this case, I've tracked, looked up how many active customers exist. What was my average NPS, percentage promoters, less percentage detractors? What's my health score? Look up my team interactions. How many interactions did my support team or my business teams have with my product and tech teams to revert to customers? How many were high impact? What was the social media outreach? How many people were bashing, let us say XYZ company, which is my company in this case, for this funnel? And how did I solve for it? What was the mentions of my company? How many were positive? Basically, it's sentiment and intent analysis, which is again a use case of AI. And we tracked all this. Guys, I'll tell you, mark my words, in a real world scenario, this takes weeks, months to get right. And even then, these dashboards are broken most times. We've all been through it. Look at the ease. And this can be automated and simplified, not just through this example I gave you by leveraging synthetic data. Obviously, we're going to read real data in the real world, number one. So data sources can be myriad, and Rajesh will even walk you through how he does it through MCP and different data sources. But not just that. It's also the ability to create the dashboards and keep your data pipelines clean and clear so that it flags the right success metrics. Even your CRM systems will sometimes give a salam to this and say, wow, this is pretty cool. So with that, I'll pause and end my demo here. These were two examples of sample dashboarding that I thought I should definitely talk to you guys about. There are many more, guys. I mean, dashboards, we've all been through it. We've all suffered from it. We've all come back with zero insights. Looking at data, मैं इसको क्या करूं? Actionable insight ही नहीं मिल रहा है. Common problem, right? Descriptive, diagnostic, predictive, prescriptive. We've all been through that pain area. So with that, I'll conclude my dashboard demo.